Howdy, hi, and hello, tractor pulling internet world. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Green Flags and Tight Chains, your ice cold hot takes on the social media platforms across the internet. I say that like I'm looking at a lot of them. Your Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page, official investigation. I'm Mike Ida with Beer Money Pulling Team, fresh off of another awesome episode with the voice of the Outlaws himself, Mr. Ron Stone. As always, it's a pleasure to work alongside and to learn about and to just pick up on everything that he has to offer. He is, without a doubt, one of the premier announcers in the world of truck and tractor pulling. Always fun chit-chatting with Mr. Ron Stone on Outlawed Live. So thank you to anyone who tuned into that. Several people of you tuning in here already tonight, so thank you very much for that. Might talk about a few things before we go into the Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page and the social media platform, because there is a lot going on in my life and all of your lives in the world of agriculture and truck and tractor pulling right now. A lot of fans are getting really interactive. That's awesome. That's what it's all about. So what happened this weekend? We went pulling. Pulling's back, guys. I don't know if you had a chance to read the article that I was able to compose last Friday on the Beer Money Pulling Team official website. And that's something that we should highlight a lot more too. www.beermoneypullingteam.com. Go and check that out. And if you look under blogs, I publish an article every Monday called This Week in Pulling. And in that, I highlighted the fact that outdoor pulling is back. So what do I mean by that? We've got Nashville, Illinois coming up this upcoming weekend, the Pullers Championship. Big opportunity. A lot of cool things happening for me. I'm going to be on the microphone out there. I'm going to be the color commentator alongside the legendary Dan Mayer, truly a man who knows more about truck and tractor pulling. I mean, you put that guy, if there was pulling Jeopardy, he would sweep all of us. And one of the most polished broadcasters and effective announcers in any sport that I've ever heard. Can't wait to go out there and work alongside him. Just a rookie, just there, happy to be there. Looking forward to soak up any knowledge that I can and to meet him in person. And of course, I'll also be working with another excellent announcer, Mr. Chris Clark, who is going to be working the stands. I'll be working color. Dan Mayer is going to be doing pull by pull. Chris Clark is going to be doing fan engagement in the stands. It's going to be a great time. Great pullers are going to be there. But this last weekend, sank my teeth into some real live actual pulling. Went down to Boonville, Missouri for the Mid-Missouri Truck and Tractor Pullers Association pull and the Test and Tune, which was arguably just as fun as the pull itself. A lot of people were there. A lot of pullers really support Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page, social media channels. If you want to feel good about yourself, get involved in Beer Money Pulling Team and then wear a Beer Money Pulling Team hat to a pull. And the pullers want to talk to you. It is so much fun. So big shout out to all you pullers out there. We'll do anything that we can to help support, promote, and put things together for that. So I took my 5-year-old son down to Boonville. Both my boys have been to several pulls. I've said this before. Their first pull they went to, each of them, we take them to Toma. It's just what we do. We've taken them all over the world. But this was the first time that I took my oldest boy by myself. Typically, we travel with my father, travel with my wife, travel with the in-laws, the whole family. It's a big to-do. But there was something really unique and a lot of fun. And post in the comments if this is something you have experienced. If you're a man or a lady out there, did you ever attend a pull, or how many pulls did you attend? Just you and your dad, or just you and your mom, whatever it may be. But I got to experience that from a father standpoint this weekend. And I took my oldest boy. He wouldn't leave. We could not get him. I mean, that kid loves pulling. That's a special time. He was my photographer for the weekend. It's a great way to get low angle shots. Low angle shots are a really cool way to look at pulling tractors. Hand the phone to a 5-year-old and let him go ham wild on it. There's some good pictures that he took out there. Big shout out to some of the fans that watched Outlawed Live. I'm going to do this part of the show early. A huge shout out to Timmy Strickland Jr. Timmy Strickland Jr. watched the Outlawed Live show with us all the way from Indiana. Timmy Strickland Jr., you are one of our featured fans of the week. So if we have not touched base, be sure that we touch base and interact with one another. I think I was online with you today. Featured fans of the week. If you are recognized as a top fan on Facebook of Beer Money Pulling Team, I'm going to reach out to you. And then I'm going to make sure that you get recognized as a top fan. and that you get set up with some awesome Beer Money Pulling Team merchandise. So Timmy Strickland Jr., you are a featured fan. You're going to get a sweet Beer Money Pulling Team sticker that's coming to you in the mail. Make sure that if you get recognized, you respond to my comments, you respond to my messages. Scott Battles, you are also a featured fan of the week. Didn't see in your bio where you were from. Just be sure and touch base with me on Messenger. It's not a scam, I promise. We're going to set you up with some stickers. And Harry L. Walker from the Hawkeye State, or the Cyclone State. I don't know which part of it you live in. Hey, maybe you're a Uni Panther fan. Whatever. You do you, man. Just as long as you're not a Cubs fan. No, we're just kidding. Harry Walker, you are a featured fan. Pool Party Pong Fun. Pick a name. That one's fun to say. As an English teacher, I love the alliteration. He is everywhere. No wristband can stop the party. Buddy, I love your passion. Like, you're passionate about pulling, you're passionate about partying, and you are passionate about your opinion on the wristband situation. Hey, man, it's freedom of speech, and you keep doing your thing, big dog. The doors at Wisner are always wide open. Not that I would ever want you to leave Bowling Green. Bowling Green, I mean, come on, dude. That's heaven. That is awesome. But the doors at Wisner are wide open. So let's take a look. What's going on in the world of the Beer Money Pulling Team Facebook page? It feels like I have not personally posted as many questions lately. We've been doing state testing at the end of the school year. My son's been getting involved with soccer and t-ball. We've been doing a little bit more in the hands-on department for Beer Money Pulling Team, as far as actually being at polls and working video content and working some interviews. So we've been doing a lot, and it feels like some of my questions are maybe I'm not posting as often as I would like to, but maybe I just came out the gate way too strong to begin with anyway. Says, love you, Mikey. You know, there's only about 6 people in the whole world I let call me Mikey. You know what? But I can just already tell. I can already tell you're going to be one of them. I'm going to give you a free pass on that. Only the coolest of the cool out there call me Mikey. You're the man, dude. He says, Wisner someday is a bucket list. It was a bucket list pull for me for a long time, and it was worth every bit of it. But no, we love the support, man. I mean, you watch all our stuff, all our platforms. You're passionate about truck and tractor pulling. That's everything we stand for. Can't wait to meet you in person. Will you be in Nashville at the Pullers Championship next weekend? And Jim Harmon, who is just an awesome, awesome guy, watching from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Thank you for tuning in all the time. Had a great conversation with Dean Carroll the other day, per your contact. So, Jim, any pullers, especially veteran pullers who are interested in working with Beer Money Pulling Team or talking with me, you know a lot of these individuals. Please put me in contact. Thank you for all that you do behind the scenes and to help us out and support the sport. There's just a lot of good people out there. A lot of good people in truck and tractor pulling. So what is going on in the social media side of things? Let's see if we can slide over here to the Beer Money Pulling Team on the old Facebook. As always, you guys can see great content on here. Funny stuff last night in Let's Grow Pulling podcast. Brandon Simon giving Brandon Phillips a hard time. That was a stacked lineup last night. We had Brandon Simon chiming in with comments. We had Brandon Phillips and Tyler Slaw on there for an hour and a half. Man, those are some rock star pullers. Jason's been posting the forecast all week long for Nashville, Illinois. And it is not going to rain in Nashville just because Jason Schultz's sheer power of will is going to push the storms away. The weather is literally getting better. He posts about it left and right. He has brought enough hot air himself by being there to dissipate the storm. He is going to stand outside and be mean to the storm until it leaves. It's not going to rain in Nashville, guys. It's just not. We're going to be fine. We're going to be completely fine. Track is covered. Pits are going to be good. We're going pulling. I did have one on here that I wanted to talk about that you guys chimed in really well with. I think I posted it on Friday. Spent most of my weekend doing some pulling stuff. I met an icon of mine this weekend, someone I have looked up to my entire life, Cody Lewis, who pulled the fired up pulling truck for a long time. He granted me access to his shop and let me go over there and do an interview with him. That's what I spent most of my Saturday doing between that and pulling. And it was remarkable. So much fun. Great individual, great family. Very humbled, very honored to do that. Spoke with Terry and Sheila Hagerdorn extensively at the pull in Boonville, another ones that I look up to very much. I'm having a hard time locating my post. Like I said, I felt like I haven't been posting as much. I know that it's on here somewhere. The question I wanted to ask you guys, and there was a pretty consistent answer. The question I asked you was, what is the biggest boom you have ever seen at a truck and tractor pull? I'm not asking for your carnage here. I'm not saying, what's the wildest ride or the scariest thing. Where did you see the biggest fireball? Which one blew the most fire? What was your biggest boom you had seen at a pulling track? And there was a pretty clear answer that came up there. So put in the comments, what do you think? What's the biggest boom you've seen? Or if there's one online, what would you guess is the biggest boom that you have seen at a pulling track? I think I've got it right here. Let's hit some more comments really quick. Can't drink adult beverages for a few weeks. I was friends with a buddy in college, and he sliced his hand up real bad, and they put him on some painkillers or something. He's like, "Hey, I know this is going to make me seem like a real scuzzbag here, but can I drink while I'm taking this stuff?" And they were like, "No, absolutely not." So he's like, "Okay, so just a 6-pack every night then." So yeah, I feel you, buddy. You'll be rehabbed and back on your feet in no time. Cole Lundahl, awesome pulling individual out there. Just got done filling the planner for Dad, just in the nick of time to watch this. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. No one works harder than a farmer, especially this time of year and in the fall. You guys go all year round. This one makes me nervous. He says, "Have a couple drinks for me at the TPC." Dude, I want to so bad, but I'm announcing at the Pullers Championship. I feel like I need to be buttoned up and on best behavior. Maybe once I've been around the block a time or two, but this weekend, I don't know. Scott Bracken, from the voice of the Outlaws himself, Scott Bracken, South Haven, Kansas, at the Kansas Badlands around 2005 or so. I feel like I can see that happening. I feel like that's a name that's gone boom a time or two. So Sharon over here, what is the biggest boom you have ever seen at a pull? Who was driving? Where was it? Drop us some names. Jamie Qualls comments a lot. He said, "Pumpkin Gone Mad." And here it is right here. This one absolutely blew the comments away. Kielmeyer in the jacked up semi at Bowling Green. I think the year was 2016. Ron says he was 350 feet away and felt it in his chest. Big booms. I'm laughing because BG man over here, Harry Carey, did some of his best work with a bad buzz. He announced for the Cubs, dude. I'm a Cardinals fan, Budman, TPC fan. That's got a good ring to it. Yeah, so let go and went big boom. You'll feel them. You'll definitely feel them. There's ones out there, but I would say this one right here that the internet, you guys did a great job coming up and saying Kielmeyer and the jacked up semi. And of course, you can see some big booms here. And I was just even thinking, maybe it's just a loud pop from some Womp Womp juice, or maybe it's belching some alcohol at the end of a big run. But no, there have been some fireballs out there. Great pictures on here in some of these, but the resounding answer was the jacked up semi. Now, here's a heck of a picture. Kent Payne in Rushville, Indiana, Region 2 hick, not sure the year. That one looks like we're throwing everything. Yeah, that is everything. The engine has left the chat. Look at the side. Who took this picture? That's a heck of a picture. Of course, Kent went little boom, maybe big boom. Kent went little boom at the farm show this year. That's a heck of a picture. I think this one might be overseas. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, this is called the European made Fire Suits. Look at this driver. You can see the driver right there looking through the flames. That's a whale of a picture. And anybody who's just now getting on here and like isn't a fan of pulling and like isn't really sure, like, oh my gosh, this is so dangerous. You know, this is why you shouldn't do it. Like I was talking with Tyler Slaw last night. The sport is so dangerous, it's safe. It's like flying an airplane. Like there is nothing inherently safe about being in a tuna can 10,000 feet in the air going 700 miles an hour. But when you're aware of the risk, every single precaution has been taken to ensure your safety, which look at this gentleman right here in this picture, fire suit, face shield down. He's going to be completely fine. Jeff Hurt. Okay. To be fair. So hopefully, are you guys still where I am? Yeah, I'm not going to play this video. But Jeff Hurt right here. Yeah. We're not going to talk big booms and not talk about Jeff Hurt. Jeff Hurt, there is flames and fire and something going pop. Jeff Hurt is really, really, really good at going 390 feet. Jeff Hurt is also really, really good at roasting marshmallows, creating a good environment for us to go out there with the marshmallows. Yes, this is one. Okay, I'm glad that you mentioned this one. This was, I believe this was Criswell or Christensen, 2014, the unlimited mod that one of the engines flew off towards the north side seats. I think I know at least one of them let go, and there might have been more. I want to say almost all four ended up letting go. And someone did comment this in the comments on the Facebook post and was referring to this. They thought it was 2016. I said, I feel like it was closer to 10 years ago. Really want to say that this was, what are the name of their tractors? This is Criswell or Christensen's with the nonsense or senseless. And now one of them's like nonsense all screwed up or senseless all screwed up. I think that that's it. The link says 40 seconds best video. Yeah, we will check that out very momentary. I love that this guy comments. This guy comments on my stuff all the time. You want to talk about another legend? Bill Voorhees, very involved in Beer Money Pulling Team. Talk about Dave Stengel and Solid Junk. I mean, if nothing else, that was a legendary puller. Mid 70s, Solid Junk, Minneapolis Moline, I think it was, and it had stuff hanging all over it. But yeah, definitely, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that'll make you jump at a pull. Oh, buddy, do not apologize. I've been to Bowling Green one time. They told me what they have informed me is that by Saturday night, I remember the mini rods. Man, they were great. And then the diesel truck started, and they told me it was a heck of a show, and I'm just going to have to take their word for it. But they say it was great. I was there. They told me the next day it was wonderful. All part of the experience at Bowling Green. And I sat on the south side like a wuss and still had to be given the cliff notes the next morning. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. One of the most fun I've ever had at a pull. But yeah, biggest boom out there. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Biggest boom you've ever seen? Might not have too much going to it tonight. Don't have a ton of comment or content on here. Just wanted to talk to you guys about how excited I am. Truly excited and honored to be working with big names out there, to be working with Ron Stone, to be working with Dan Mayer, to be working with Jason Schultz. I'm just a guy from Missouri with a couple of boys who love pushing around Ertl tractors in our free time. Grew up loving pulling. So cannot wait to be doing that. Had a great time at Boonville this weekend. A lot of great comments on here tonight. A lot of great comments. But yeah, tell me what you think. What's your ice cold hot take? I dropped an article this week. The article I dropped, we'll talk about that briefly. The article I dropped was about some predictions I had for the season. You can go check that out. Here, I'll just show you guys. I wonder if we can share screen and go to beermoneypullingteam.com. Yeah, so go to beermoneypullingteam.com. You can slide over to beermoneypullingteam.com. Click on blog. Here are the articles I write every single week. This one's called a lawn chair, cooler, and bold predictions. The season is here. I gave 5 bold predictions. We'll talk about these because these were way off the wall. Here's my 5 bold predictions for the pulling season. Bold prediction number 1, Simon Says is the vehicle of the year. Last year, if I told everyone in here in the comments and I said, what was the pulling vehicle of 2023? Just forget the league, forget the association, forget the class. What was the vehicle? Buzz in, answer, River Rat, right? Kevin Masterson, River Rat, far and away. That's the vehicle of the year. The vehicle of the year this year is going to be Simon Says in a 4-engine modified. Swept everything at Louisville. He's off to a hot start. Bold prediction number 2, and this one I stand by. Whatever diesel truck wins the Pullers Championship will win a points championship this year in whatever division or league or association they pull for. That class is freaking stacked. That class, you have number 1 and number 2 from the farm show with Witt and Ingram pulling back to back. You have Van Hazley. I don't need to say anymore. You have Kent Crowder. I don't need to say anymore. Cummins Killer, which is finally living up to its name and dropping those Cummins and sniping them down, coming off a sweep at Diesels and dark corners. And my dark horse pick to win the doggone thing. He's not a dark horse, but it seems like you've got to punch your way through him. The Caretaker truck. That's a stacked lineup. Whoever wins that class is winning points in their division this year. Bold predictions 3 and 4. Talk about pro stocks. Chime in the comments. Tell me if you think I'm crazy for any of these. Bold predictions number 3 and 4. Julia Ray is going to win at least 6 hooks this season. She won 4 last year, followed it up with a win at the Inderley, followed it up with a session win at the National Farm Machinery Show. She doesn't always win points championships, but individual hooks, she is lightning in a bottle. And that setup and her driving style, if you're betting on a pony and you need a big money win to hit, Julia Ray is your driver. She's a winning machine. Winning doesn't always win you points championships. Consistency does. But for straight up wins, Julia Ray, 6. She's going to win at least 6 hooks this year. And my bonus pick in the pro stock class, either NTPA or PPL. And I was looking at just the 6.5 pros, but we'll throw Outlaw in there with the 5.0 pros. NTPA, PPL, or Outlaw. One of them is going to be won by a non-green sheet metal tractor. Braden Schramek or Brad Moss / Rob Russell in the Workhorse, or Tim Kaine with his slick new setup. Mays, one of these guys, a non-green pro stock is going to win a points championship this year. And my final bold prediction is a veteran puller is going to have a renaissance season. Ron's been talking to me a lot about getting in contact with Wayne Longnecker, and I really want to get to know and feature Wayne and give him his time in the sun a lot more. Wayne Longnecker very well could be one of the names I talk about. You're going to see a veteran puller, a Wayne Longnecker, a Wayne Sullivan, a Steven Stan Blagrave, Esden Lane, a veteran puller, good puller. I'm not saying anybody that's a has-been by any means. You're going to see a veteran puller do something this season that leaves us saying, holy crap. Maybe this is Wayne Longnecker and he's going to win the points championship. Maybe this is going to be Wayne Sullivan who's going to win 6 hooks this year. A pick that I threw in there, Stan and Steve Blagrave might sweep the Super Nationals. I could see them doing that, taking the old Red Horse and grabbing a win at Toma, Chapel Hill, and Bowling Green. I could see that happening. Maybe Esden Lane, who's been popping up in the Outlaws and NTPA, and he's been pulling light super and diesel super. Maybe Esden does something crazy and he wins lights and heavies this year. Maybe he sweeps the mega pulls in the Outlaws. Maybe he takes home a Thunderbolt, and maybe he takes home a Rock from Rock Valley while also winning an NTPA points champion. Esden, I almost, if I'm going to bank on a puller to have a renaissance season, not that Esden ever wasn't already there anyway, I could see Esden Lane being someone who does something unbelievable. Maybe Ken Vini comes out of regional pulling and, wins. He wins the folding chair at Chapel Hill and he wins the ring at Bowling Green while also going undefeated in Region 2 or something. Anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on things. We're going to Nashville, Illinois. It's not going to rain. Pulling season is back. Green flags and tight chains. Pulling is fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Ron Stone, for letting me jump on always on Outlawed Live. I'm a privileged man. I work with. I'm going to meet Dan Mayer this weekend and announce with him. And I get to work alongside Ron Stone every single day. And I get to work for the Beer Money Pulling team. life is great. Green flags and tight chains. Pulling is fun, y'all. Have an awesome Tuesday night.